Hello, everybody, and welcome to Club Banter's Game Week 14 preview. Yes. We know you were not there on Monday. You were not there. We decided to take a break. But we are back for the Game Week 13 review as well as Game Week 14 preview. It has already kicked off yesterday. Of course, I'm with my good mate, Steve, with the
Yes,
Christmas cap on.
yeah, it's December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Although nimepotea, I think a couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Nimekuwa up and down, poleni, but I'm back. Yeah, I'm good.
Karibu sana. For those who are joining us on Facebook, of course, and YouTube, you can always post your comments in the comment section below, and we are going to highlight them as we move along. Okay, let's kickstart. Weekend, Man U Chelsea, as predicted.
No, I did think we'd win.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't there. I don't think I was there in the prediction show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
or was
I'm
I there?
asking in terms of your
No, I did.
expectation.
My expectation.
Mm-hmm.
My expectation was that actually I thought we'd get a result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in all honesty, I thought we'd get a draw just the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I had told you guys, I think a couple of weeks, I think two
Uh-huh.
weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
that we are not going to lose a match till 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still sticking by it.
How many matches to
Minimum,
go? How
minimum
many
is a
matches
draw.
to go?
So
Mm.
many matches. I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 15. I'm not even sure. But we are not losing
Yeah.
another match till
Mm-hmm.
January 2020. This December itakuwa our turnaround month. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I knew, I had a feeling that tungefungwa, but uh, uh, sijui hopes zangu.
Shocked. Shocked.
Yeah,
Are you shocked that we
actually,
actually led?
it was actually shocking. That game was a weird game because we didn't play so well, especially in the
Mm-hmm.
first half.
Mm-hmm.
But we managed to score.
Mm-hmm.
The gear kept us in the game early on na ile shot ya Odoi. Hiyo ilikuwa nishahesabu, but I think their personnel in front ndio iliwa let down as Chelsea. I think the guys
Yeah.
wenye walikuwa
Mm.
mbele, they were not
Mm.
up to
As
par.
sharp.
They were
But
not
on
as
that
sharp in
day.
front of the goal. Yeah, on that
Mm.
day.
Mm.
Especially Timuana had a couple of clear-cut chances, aka waste the Odoi chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an entertaining game. I'd say that we packed. I don't say we packed the bus, but the personnel. When I just ni vile niliona tu team sheet, I just knew this is a defensive mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't shocking kuona possession vile ilikuwa by the end of the game. But
Mm.
we managed. We managed. I don't know how we managed, but we managed.
I actually think that we deserved to win that game. Personally, I don't think that
Hmm.
was a penalty. I don't think that was a based on the way
Yeah,
we played, we deserved to win that game. Because to me
the way
that was not a
we played well.
penalty.
We
To me
played
we
well.
played well. We played well. Comparing the last 7 fixtures, how we played.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
it was true.
ukitoa ile game ya Tottenham, ukompare hizo game zote and then you look at the Chelsea performance, to top it off, the Villarreal one, we played well. And you know, Chelsea is a very strong team at the moment. They are flying high. They are full of confidence. So personally, I think that was not a foul because anytime or any day, if that was the case, if that foul was the case outside the box, it's the referee would wave play on. But since it's in the box, to me, I think it's a soft penalty. Carrick has, at least he has shown that he has some big cojones to drop big name players. You remember on Wednesday he dropped Villarreal. On the Villarreal game he dropped Bruno, and then on Sunday he dropped Cristiano. So he showed basically that you need to perform for you to get into the squad, or you might be dropped because you do not fit the tactical. aspect of the game. Do you think that it was the right call to drop Cristiano?
When we started, especially in the first half, I thought it wasn't. Up until we scored, I think they had outplayed us so much. We didn't even. I think Mendy first half didn't do so much. We didn't create enough chances up front. So first half, I'd say no. But second half, I think after we scored, something just clicked, and maybe Chelsea now started playing nervously and opened up. I think after we scored,
they opened
Chelsea, they opened up the game because they needed a goal. So first half, I'd say I wasn't so sure why he drops Cristiano because there was nothing going on with Rashford in front. So I don't know.
Rashford is out of form.
I think Rashford is also a bit out of form. But you know, he gambled and it worked. And as a manager, that's all you have to do. If you gamble and it works, it works. So we can't really bash him on his team selection because me personally, honestly, when I saw the team selection, I thought it was crazy to put so many midfielders who are not so creative in the game, which was but I knew he was going defensive. I had a feeling he'd go defensive. I just didn't think he'd drop CR7 in that game, but he did, and we survived. I'd say that he survived. He's still the only manager who is 100%. He hasn't actually lost a game yet.
Akona 100% record.
Yes,
and he might be the only manager to end. He might be the only Manchester United manager to end with a 100% win record if he gets not win record but unbeaten record. If he does manage to get. If he does manage to get a draw or a win against Arsenal, we shall look into that much later. Now, speaking of big news, Ralf Rangnick was confirmed as the manager 1 day ago. What do you think? Good appointment?
In all honesty, I have all the information I have of that guy. I think I've read about it or watched about it in the last 1 or 2 weeks. I wasn't so familiar with him. Okay, I'd heard the name, but I didn't know about his tactics or how he likes to play. But the few little clips and even interviews from other coaches, his colleagues, it seems like a good replacement in the interim. His style of play is a bit different from what Manchester United is used to. They're used to, I think, marking the space more than marking the man, or maybe, our style of play is very different from what
for him. He's the god. They say he's the godfather of Gegenpress.
Of the pressing game. So it will be very interesting to see if the players will first of all cope with pressure 90 minutes. I don't know if they have the lungs for it. Some players I know they can, but especially our attack line, I think other than maybe Sancho and Rashford, I don't think the rest are really 90-minute press players. Maybe they can give you a 45 minutes. So
some are not even 15 minutes. Like Martial never presses. He can't even do it for 15 minutes.
I think they'll have to adapt to that style of play. If it's pressing, it's pressing. And I don't think anyone will be walking while other players are pressing. He might show that he's pressing, but even the intention of pressing is pressing, because pressing means putting pressure on the opponents. As long as you limit the space between you and your opponent, you're pressing. So it doesn't mean that you run from your quarter to the other 18-yard box to press, but just show the intention that you're coming for the ball. You know, pressing sometimes it's not really about getting the ball from the opponent, but just making sure he doesn't give a good pass. That's how actually Liverpool play. You just press and disorient your opponent, make him not like the opponent should never feel comfortable on the ball. That's I guess what I've read about his style is give the opponent should never be, I guess, with the ball for more than 8 seconds. No one should hold the ball for, you should try and recover the ball in 8 or less seconds. So it will be, I don't know if we can cope. That's the only issue I have with his tactics. If he has the personnel to do it. But fortunately, we have an abundance of players, especially young players. If Marshall feels like he can't run, we have Ahmad. If I think Cavani can run. I think Cavani
actually
he's
one of the best pressers in terms of a forward in the world.
Yes. But the only problem is age, and I don't think he can do that for 90 minutes consistent.
I think he can do it for a full game, but he can't do it for consecutive matches. He can do it for one game, and then the next game, I think he needs to sit out because he's also injury prone. Yeah, he's injury prone. If he plays for a very long time, he gets injured or fatigued or something like that. Speaking of fatigue, it seems that some coaches, players, as well as football writers were not quite impressed with Messi getting the Ballon d'Or. They say that he didn't deserve it. Some players like Lewandowski deserved it. Jorginho deserved it. Do you think that this fetish with Messi probably resulted in other players being overlooked?
First of all, I thought it was daylight robbery when I first looked at it, because I thought this is Lewandowski's year. Although even last year was still his year. So even the previous season, because now I think they base it on the previous season. So even last year when they didn't give it to anyone, I still thought he was an outstanding player. This season, first just looking at it, I thought that it would be him. But I think after reasoning it out, or just giving Messi benefit of doubt, I think the reason why they went with Messi was simply because of Argentina winning the Copa del. What is it called? Copa America? Is it called
Copa America?
What is it
Copa
called?
America.
It's
Copa America.
Yeah. And I think they usually base. I think winning something nationally maybe boosts a lot, because you can see like all the top players in, let's say, top 5. Number 1 was Messi. He won. Number 3 was Benzema. He won, I think, with France, the National League.
Yes, the Nations
Number
League.
4 was Jorginho, and he won also with Italy and with Chelsea. Number 5 was who? Can't even remember.
I can't remember.
Number 5, I can't remember. But as the trend is, if you perform very well in the national stage, you have a higher chance of getting the thing. I think Cannavaro once won it after they won the World Cup.
Yeah. But how come Modric won it and he did not win any international trophy?
Modric won the Ballon d'Or. Which year did Modric win the Ballon d'Or?
I think 2018 after the
Modric
World
has
Cup.
a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he has. If I'm not wrong, let me confirm. I think Modric has the Ballon d'Or. Even if it's not Ballon d'Or, I think I'm confusing with FIFA the best award.
Maybe
but
FIFA,
let me confirm.
Maybe the FIFA best player. Ballon d'Or, I'm not sure, but you can just confirm. Yeah. Did he win really? Did he win the Ballon d'Or?
Let's confirm. I might be confusing.
Let me also check.
Yeah, he's the 2018 winner. 2018 winner Ballon d'Or. Yes, he won 2018. So that's why I'm saying that argument of saying that since Messi won with Argentina, he deserved it. Because the other question is, when Ronaldo won the Nations League, the first Nations League with Portugal, did he win the Ballon d'Or? Who won the 2019 Ballon d'Or?
I can't even remember. I think Messi or who won it. I can't even remember off of my head. But I don't know. I thought that Messi had more accolades because there was there's somebody who tweeted something that had a list of things that
because Messi won in 2019.
In 2019,
yeah, and he did not win an international trophy.
Was there an international competition going on there?
And they had their own the same Copa America where he lost in the final. You remember?
Okay, I don't know, but why I'm not Messi is because somebody tweeted something that showed listed the things that
the stats.
I saw it. Yeah, the stats. Not even stats per se, but there was also stats because they were saying about top scorers in their leagues and stuff like that. I think the only thing that Lewandowski had Messi on was being the top scorer in when you look at all the teams in Europe, he was the top scorer, I'd say, in all competitions and everything. So I'd say that, and he won the league also, which Messi, I don't think Messi won the league last season. It was Atletico who won. So it was a tricky one.
You see, for me, I think that's the problem. When you're trying to find justification for why one player won and why one player did not win, I think that's where the problem comes in. And if you've been following the news after yesterday's announcement plus today, is it yesterday? No, the other previous day announcements plus yesterday and today, you find that a lot of people are coming out and start to question the credibility of these awards. I think the one they gave to Pedri, that was deserved, because if you look at those 4 or 5 young players there, Pedri was the outstanding one.
Why would you say that?
He's outstanding in terms of, I think, in terms of influence, because they looked at influence on the squad and the national team as well as growth, because I think that award is usually given to the most promising and upcoming player. And if you look at
say Pedri is more influential than Saka in Arsenal?
Yeah, I think he's more influential based on how he played last season and coming into this season. He was influential because Pedri with his young shoulders, he was playing like a senior player in Barcelona. And you look at even the number of matches he played, he was undroppable.
Saka, is it because he was good or because they didn't have a lot of options?
It's because he was good. Remember, he was able to bench some of those players. It's because
who did he bench?
Was good.
Okay, which number does he play, Pedri, in Barcelona?
Usually plays either as a number. Is it number box to box? Is a number 8?
Yeah,
and or a number 10. One of those two positions. He can also play on the wings as well.
Because I also thought guys like Fati were really influential.
Yeah, but Fati injury. Injuries. You look at that. And then you look at Greenwood as well. I think Greenwood would have won it if he had a consistent run of games at Manchester United. But
Greenwood finished as number?
I think that he was third.
He was third, Greenwood? Ahead of who and who?
He was... I think he was... I can't remember. I think we need to check, but I can't remember. Because I saw when they were mentioning the names, Greenwood was among the top 5. So I can't remember which position he was in.
But a strange thing coming back to Ballon d'Or, it was weird that Mbappe was number 9. I didn't how was he so low?
Yeah, Mbappe number 9 and Neymar was 17th. Who else?
Okay, leave alone Neymar. I don't think Neymar has that.
Salah was 7th, or was what was Salah had a very weird position.
What I wanted to ask, what made Benzema better than Mbappe last season? Because
That's why I'm
if they're
telling you
talking
this thing
about,
doesn't Ballon d'Or doesn't make sense to this year's Ballon d'Or doesn't
because
make sense to
when
me.
when you ask us one question, they say no, we are not looking at the current form, we are looking at previous
Mm,
season. When you ask
yeah.
about another person, they say the opposite. So I think these journalists just vote for guys that they fancy.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said to me, there's a fetish with Messi. And that's why there's this euphoria. Let me use the word euphoria, not fetish, because fetish might come out a bit sexual. Let me use euphoria. There is this euphoria about Messi. He won with Argentina. But you look at other players, they also won major trophies with their national team, and they were nowhere near him. So for me, as I said, when you start looking for
But I
justification
thought
as
it's
to why one player won and another player didn't win, and clearly, what we also is that Lewandowski deserved it. The other question is to me is they postponed the 2021 citing COVID. What was the problem of combining the 2020 and the 2021 in one event? Saying last year we didn't hold. Why don't
yeah,
we award both players this year?
because there was football going on
Yeah, there
and
was
people
football
were,
going
so
on.
it was very weird why they, first of all, it was weird why they didn't have it. They could have
Mm,
even had it online.
yeah.
Nobody really cares. I don't
The
think
the
there are like
FIFA one
crowd.
was online.
Yeah, you just do it online.
Mm.
The journalists vote online. Everything is online. They broadcast it online. The players just enter Zoom and receive their awards from their houses. I didn't
Yeah.
see why they needed to postpone it. I didn't see the reason why you'd
But
postpone
probably it's
something.
because of the cash. Ballon d'Or is a private um, award. It's usually a private award. It's not owned by a footballing organization. So probably they looked at the profits and saw that they won't make any money by selling
Money
tickets
from
and
what
by
tickets?
selling
How is it?
tickets
Do they allow
and
like
and
a
the
big audience to go and watch it?
yeah, the because you look at even they had the likes of Zendaya, the actors like Zendaya, they had
But those
Tom
are like
Holland.
VVIP. Are those
Yeah, so
invited
so those
guests or are those
VVIPs, that's how they make money. And then afterwards, they usually have a gala event. So the gala event is now where other people can buy. But you see, in such an event, they don't attract commoners like me and you, Steve. they will want to attract the big people. Furthermore, there is this what we call endorsements and sponsorships. So those gala events are usually more of having those sponsors. Like I know UNICEF usually
because what
sponsor.
my thing about all of it is football went on without the crowds exactly.
Yeah,
Reason being
yeah.
it was being televised and people
Mm,
pay for TV rights.
yes.
If they do it online, the same thing applies.
Mm-hmm,
There'll be advertisements, there'll be everything. Because
mm-hmm,
to be honest, like the people that go to watch it live are like very few people in the world go and watch Ballon d'Or live. I don't think
yeah.
hata wamefika sidhani wamefika hata 20,000 or even 10.
Mm-mm.
I doubt
It's
that they don't
usually
even get it.
I think it's usually a group of 300 if I'm not wrong.
I see, like
300.
300 guys can cough up as much money as the one they get from televising it throughout all those channels and whatever
Anyway,
means there is no
whatever
like
happened to me, whatever happened, I think this year's Ballon d'Or is a hoax.
then those
I
guys
don't.
are clever. Unajua why they're
Yeah.
clever? They
Mm,
created a whole new category G for striker. When I just saw that, I knew Lewandowski is not winning the Ballon d'Or. There's this
mm.
best striker, something, something. Just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a new like category where I
What?
guess they just
Mm,
put it for him. Ndo asiende zero. Because if he didn't
mm,
win anything at all that night, ingeleta even a bigger upro.
mm,
Because
mm.
so they
And
just
of
me no
course,
like I don't know why.
and then
Maybe
of
they earn more money
mm,
when if like Messi and Cristiano because they are bigger brand.
mm,
Maybe if those two win, maybe something they earn more money. I don't know through endorsements and something. The Ballon
mm.
d'Or if they endorse a bigger brand to win the thing. Because sijui it was strange kusema kweli, very strange why it happened the way it happened.
Yeah, to me, I didn't even bother watching it because I knew atapatia Messi, and I knew that Messi
But
didn't deserve to win it. But
it was
because to
it
me,
was so clear. Mhm.
yeah, because to me, I don't understand how Cristiano was, I think, seventh and Messi was first. And you look at both their seasons, the only difference was that Messi won the Continental Cup, and Ronaldo didn't win any trophy last season. But you look at them, the goals, the assists were almost similar. Yeah.
They
So
are both actually
anyway,
top scorers in their respective leagues.
yeah, yeah. Ronaldo was even the best player in Italy that season, last season. So to me, I find it odd, but let's
But yeah,
let's leave that.
Ronaldo was so
Let's
low.
let's leave that and move ahead. We have a very big match coming up at 11. The Merseyside Derby. Benitez is going back to. Uh, is going to invite Liverpool, but this time as the Everton coach. What do you think?
It's an interesting game.
Mhm.
I think Benitez is also walking on thin ice.
Mm,
I think if
mhm,
he
mhm,
loses today, it might just be the last game he's cause I don't think Everton fans would want to be beaten on their home ground, especially with their derby rivals.
mm,
So I think today is like his last chance. It's like a final for Benitez as a
mhm.
manager. He's lost enough games. Let me just say that he's lost enough games to be sacked. But
Yeah.
I think bado ako na hope na he think they assume he'll turn the things around. But if today he loses, maybe they might keep
Mm.
him till January. But if he's humiliated, maybe a five something, I think it will be too much for the Everton board to stomach.
Either
So
way,
it will be
I'm thinking he's gone. Either way, I'm thinking he's gone because he has only won one match in the last nine. He has only won once in the last nine fixtures. So
I don't know. Maybe they'll return. They should have given that guy the job. I don't know why because he came and they started winning. Is it called the guy, the former legend, Everton a legend, who was an
mm,
interim, I guess, till they
mm,
found his
mm,
replacement. Alpha Nani? I think he was
mm,
one the tall guy, but I know I
yeah,
think you know him. I think he's the
mm,
assistant at the moment, if I'm not wrong.
yes,
Ama
yeah.
alitolewa kabisa. I think
Unless acha
wampatie
tuangalie.
tu.
Mm.
What's his name? Mbona nasahau jina yake?
I'll give you the name. Just continue.
I think kama whenever or if or when
Mm,
they place Benitez, they just leave
mm,
him for a season or this season and
mm,
see because he galvanized that team when they lost their previous manager and they
yeah.
started winning. Sawa, granted they have injuries. Okay, I don't know who's back and who's not today or tonight, but
Mm.
they need to win that game. Not okay. They don't need to. That's true. That's that's a tall order. Let me just say they need not
They
to
need to
lose.
get a result.
They need to get a result. even
Because
even a
it's
draw is respectable. I'd say
mm,
if
mm.
they'll be able to get a draw, I think that's a respectable. Considering where they are and where Liverpool are. But losing today, Benitez, I'm sorry, I don't think he'll survive again.
Either way, I'm thinking he's gone. Either way, I'm thinking he's gone.
But
Because
Benitez is
you
a big
can't
name.
lose 10 you can't lose 10. Okay, you can't lose. I'm seeing here he has had one win, two draws in the last nine matches. So which means if he loses, he will only have two draws, one win. Two draws, one win, and seven losses. So even if they decide to stick with him till January, still a risk because this is a very busy period and they need to get points. Because looking at the table, they are not in a pretty position at all. because currently they are on 14th. They are on
How many
14th.
points from relegation?
14th, and they are just 5 points above the relegation zone. And
But I don't
Watford
think
are
it's
on
relegated. I doubt.
no, they won't be, but there's a high risk. And Watford are on 13 points, and they are playing today. Although it's a difficult match for Watford as well.
Watford are getting beaten, that's for sure. They shouldn't bother about Watford. Watford will be destroying the team. Especially sasa hivi Chelsea wako na uchungu. I don't think they'll allow to lose more points. So sorry to Watford. They will sijui watafungwa tu Watford. Hiyo ni obvious.
Yeah. And I'm also expecting Liverpool to be a bit more ruthless, because you had the coach saying that he was not happy with the result despite winning 4-0. He was not happy with the performance. He said he was not happy with the performance, not the result. So you'd expect probably he wanted 9-0 or 9-1 like the way Man U scored. But I think for me this is a Liverpool win. I think this game will go on a 4-0, 5-0 kind of game. I'm not seeing Everton winning. In terms of Chelsea, now moving on to Chelsea, you've said watakuwa na machungu wakienda hii game. So do you expect them to brush off Watford? Watford will sting them?
I think Chelsea will win. Maybe not by a very high margin, but I don't think they'll allow themselves.
Wanna win ka 1-0, ka 2-0.
Yeah. I don't think they'll allow themselves to lose or to lose any more points, because they need to keep themselves number one. And if they lose today, I think the likes of Liverpool and Man City will jump on the opportunity. So, but today, but we'll talk about Man City after. But I predict that Chelsea win today.
And they also need to win, because remember they are going for the Club World Cup, and they will have a jam-packed fixture. I think they are going to. I saw somewhere that once they attend the Club World Cup, they'll have a month where they will play weekend and midweek for a whole month. So if they don't manage their squad very well, of course they have a huge squad, they are going to struggle. So I think that's why the coach Tuchel started rotating his squad early enough so that all the players are on form. Because I think the likes of Lukaku might play the Club World Cup instead of the league, as build up towards the league. And then players like Ziyech as well, Pulisic, who are also coming from injury.
This month or next month?
It's usually in December, if I'm not wrong. It's usually this.
They have our Club World Cup in December.
No, it's January. Sorry.
It's January.
Yeah, it's usually in January. But let me confirm.
January will be a bit quieter because there's no Champions League. So I think January they'll manage January. But unfortunately, I think what will be the demise for Chelsea, they want to win everything.
Yeah.
As the way they are playing, it's like they want the league, they want the FA, they want the car. Like they're playing like they want everything.
Maximizing profit. It's all going to maximize nini?
Which at this time,
chances.
I doubt if there's a team that can do that in England. Maybe in other leagues, but in England, winning 3 or even 2 trophies, 2 major trophies. Let me call major. I don't consider Carabao as anything. I think FA Sawa, FA in the league, or FA Champions League, FA Europa, those ones at least they are major trophies. So I think they want to win all 3, which I don't think they'll be able to do it, because for you to win all those, you need to rotate a lot. And rotation means interfering with momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum, especially in league games, momentum is everything.
True.
If you interfere with momentum hata kidogo, you start doubting yourself. Unaanza kuona, I think Keita is better than this one. because he played well in the Super Cup, so
Mhm.
unatoa hendo unaweka like there's momentum in a shifting when you want to win on all fronts.
Yeah.
So that one might be their demise this season. But
So
I think Mhm.
the Club World Cup is will be heading to UAE in February between 3rd and 12th after the dates were confirmed for the tournament. So this time round it will be in Feb.
Mm. Feb and
Mm.
Feb there's Champions League returning actually.
Yes. But I think Champions League
Interesting.
will return mid Feb or late Feb.
I mean,
I don't think it
but
will. Yeah. Because remember this time round, most teams are having the winter break. Like this time round, I think England are going to have 9 days off for the winter break. Mm.
which month?
I think in December, if I'm not wrong. Let me
December.
confirm.
They'll be going for
No, it's
Christmas.
January. It's January. They'll
Okay.
be having 9 days off, I think, the first week of January.
Mm.
Now, coming back to what you are saying about Chelsea and them wanting everything, I also think that he should do like the way Klopp did. Klopp gave up the FA Cup. You remember he gave up the FA Cup when he went to the Club World Cup. So he took his best players to Club World Cup and he left the young boys to play the FA Cup because to him he wanted to win the league. And he was able to, because if he had gone full out for the FA Cup, he would have lost the league, in my opinion. Because Liverpool usually don't have a big squad; they have a very lean playing squad. So for Tuchel has a big squad, he can decide to actually split the squad into two. He can have one playing in the league and FA, and the other one to travel to the Club World Cup, because 3rd to 12th, that's what, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He can afford to have a junior team playing. Anaweza amua aache watu kama akina ZH waende huko wapige posts alafu aendelee na yeah. Okay, now looking at Leicester are also not having a good season, and they are playing against who? They're playing against Southampton.
Southampton.
So I think that's a game that Leicester needs to win, because Leicester have been having a very, very bad time. The other one is the Brighton versus West Ham. I think that's also a very nice fixture to watch. To me, I think it might end up in a draw. And then we have Aston Villa City. Jack Grealish going back to Aston Villa, although I don't know whether he's fit enough to play.
I think it's an interesting game. As we all know, Gerrard is back, or not back, but he's the new
Coach.
Aston Villa manager with no losses. Or did he lose?
No, he hasn't lost.
He hasn't lost yet.
I don't think he has.
Sure.
He has lost. I don't think
Last
he
week
has lost.
he didn't lose.
Let me confirm.
Oh yeah, he won last week.
He won. Yeah, he hasn't lost.
Yeah.
So far, he has had 2 games and has won both games.
Has won both of them. So there's some kind of let me say turnaround or new manager bounce. They say the new manager bounce. So Man City should be careful, because Aston Villa, when they are on it, they're not pushovers. They have good players, decent players, technical players like Bowen. But is it Benarami or what is I can't
Benrahma.
remember the name.
Benrahma,
yes.
Bowen. You're confusing with West Ham, my friend.
Oh, that's West Ham, Paul. I always confuse. I think it's because
he has the likes of Cash. He has Cash. He has Danny Ings.
He has Cash. Who is in the middle? Oh, in the middle, who do they have? It's Bowen and
Bowen is West Ham.
Fornals is also
West Ham. I think they're confusing you because they have the same jersey on.
I think they usually. who is in the midfield in Aston Villa? I'm sure they have a techie players in
Yeah, they do. They do. As I've said, they have
McGinn.
Cash.
Is McGinn there?
Yeah, McGinn there. They have that
Uh,
forward who's called I may forget. Like, let me
they
get you
have
the squad.
Bailey, the one they bought some
Yeah,
from
Leon
Chelsea.
Bailey.
Leon
Mm,
Bailey. They
hmm.
have who else do they have? They
Let me
bought a
get you
couple
the
of
squad.
players with Grealish money.
Let me get you the squad.
But who
So
are
they
some
have
good
they
players?
have John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Matty Cash. They have Leon Bailey, Tyrone Mings, Courtney House, Emiliano Buendia,
Yeah, I think
Danny
Buendia.
Ings. Ollie Watkins is the striker I'm telling you
Yeah,
about. Matt
Watkins,
Target.
Danny.
They have Ezri Konza, Ashley Young, Jacob Ramsey, Bertrand Traore. So they have a good squad.
Yeah,
If
they
they
have good
decide to
attacking.
attack, yeah, they have good attacking players. Mm.
Yeah, so it will be interesting to see how they set up against Man City. But Man City is still Man City, and
Mm.
if there's a team that has depth and good depth, mark you, I think it's Man City. So it will. I don't know. I don't know. It might be a surprise. Aston
Mm.
Villa might just win the game, or it might be a humiliation. So it's out. The game is you can't predict that game. But I'll be bold today and say Aston Villa will get a result. Maybe
Mhm.
not a win, but a result from this game since they are home. They're at Villa Park, I think.
Yeah, Villa Park.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
I also think they might get a result because they will want to prove a point to City that despite you taking our best player, we can still do without him. So I think
mm,
that's also a point they might want to prove that yes, you took our man, but we are good without him. So watapambana. Now to the big one, Manchester United versus Arsenal. Arsenal of late have been having a good period against us. What's your prediction on this?
my prediction is as I said, we are not losing a
Mm,
game till January.
mhm,
So I'll go for a 2-1 win for Manchester.
mhm, mhm.
We are home, although that's nothing to brag about. We've lost a lot of. We've lost a lot of. We've lost a lot of games at home, so it's nothing to brag about. But yeah,
Mhm.
we are at home. Uh, Arsenal, Arsenal. They are still, I guess, licking their wounds from. No, they won. The
No,
last
they
game, I think
won.
they won.
They
They
beat
won. Was
Newcastle
it
2
3-0?
0
Newcastle. Oh, I was thinking
Mm.
about the Liverpool game. Yeah, but I think we'll win. I think we
But I
are. I'm
think so
confident.
far, so far, other than the Tottenham game, they've really struggled against the big clubs.
Yeah.
They've lost to City, they've lost to Liverpool, they've lost to Chelsea. They got a result against Tottenham, and now they are playing against Manchester United. This is what I think. I think if Ateta plays the way he played against Newcastle, this game might end up being a high-scoring game because yet, as I said, if you watch the preview as with the one I had with Ian, I said if Chelsea push high, they are going to get hit on the counter, and actually we did score on the counter. You saw how Jorginho fumbled. So even Arsenal, if they push up high and lose the ball, yes, they have fast fullbacks this time to run back. But what I saw is that they struggle against dribblers. Whenever Tomiyasu and Tavares are facing dribblers, they really, really struggle and they give away cheap fouls. What Ateta has done well is to make sure that Ramsdale is not getting close range shots because with Ramsdale is very poor with close range shots, but long range shots is very good with them. So I think he's doing a good job to make sure he's protected. The other thing is the way I'm seeing Arsenal play is they usually press press with numbers. So if they do so, and then we have players like Bruno who just did one pass wataumia wataumia. And at the same time, this is Manchester United at Old Trafford. Anything can happen. We can also get beaten 5-0. we can we can be dominated and it ends in a 2-0, or it can end in a 1-1 draw. Personally, I think it's going to end in a 1-1 draw. I'm seeing Manchester United taking the lead and then giving away another penalty, similar to Chelsea, or the other way around. Arsenal taking the lead and Manchester United getting a penalty. The other thing I'm foreseeing a red card in this game because I think it will be very heated. I think it will get to a point where it's very physical and the players are going to lose it. But it depends on how Carrick sets up his team. He's going to be defensive. It's going to be a very difficult match for Manchester United. If he decides to attack, then Manchester United is going to win because Arsenal, I don't think is a team that unasema let's park the bus. Hiyo ni ile team unaambia mmekuja kwetu na sisi tunakuja kwenyu kuattack. I think they usually struggle when they get a team that attacks them full force. You saw against Liverpool and Chelsea. They really struggle when they are under attack. But when you give them the time to ping around passes and press you, they'll dominate the game.
I think Arsenal's the only thing I'd say when you're playing Arsenal, just press. They're not good under pressure. Arsenal is a team that crumbles under pressure. You just insert a few some pressure on their defenders, they'll fumble the ball. As I saw, because I watched their game against is it Liverpool? It was all about pressure. A little pressure, they give the ball away. So I don't think we should let them have the ball for so long. I think let's hope they get, is it Gengen press guy gives Tariq a few pointers on how to press.
Yeah.
Because pressing is their like kryptonite to Arsenal. I think they don't play well when they're under pressure. But once you give them time to think about their passes, they're very dangerous. So I hope we won't play defensive. I also don't think defensive is the way to go against Arsenal. Ole Gunnar has tried to do it, and I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go all out. If we lose, we lose. Carrick, I don't think Carrick has anything to lose because it's his last match. He knows it's his last match. So just let him try to let him put an attacking team. That's what I'd say.
And I think personally, I think that people might not agree with this, but I think that he rested Ronaldo for the Arsenal game. That's my thinking, because that Arsenal game, more or less, because of his experience. You know, if you look at Arsenal's defense,
which game was harder, Chelsea game or the Arsenal game?
The Chelsea game was harder, but I'm saying in terms of his experience and his expertise, I think they would be more suited for the Arsenal game, because the Chelsea game, Cristiano is not used to team playing in a team that sits deep and presses. He's used to allowing guys to do the work for him, and he scores. But you see that Chelsea game, it will have been difficult for him because nowadays he can't be able to run 90 minutes, because that game needed, like the way Sancho did, someone to keep running and making those runs, and then Cristiano gets frustrated when he doesn't get the ball. So in that Chelsea game, you saw it. I think by the time he came in, he only had five touches, and then the game ended. He only had 5 touches, the game ended. But you see, for Arsenal, he has that experience. He usually akona kismat na Arsenal. He loves scoring against Arsenal. But now coming to Arsenal, I think I was speaking to one of my colleagues at work today. He's an Arsenal fan. I was telling him I'm fearful of Arsenal because right now Ramsdale is on form, and we've seen what happens to most goalkeepers whenever they sign their first season. They're usually good. You remember Bernd Leno, the way he was when Leno signed for Arsenal? Actually, he was even voted goalkeeper of the month a couple of times. Then what happened? The new season, the new club feeling, it usually elevates and gives you confidence. But there comes a time when now you start making mistakes, And I'm afraid that it will get a point where Ramsdale is under too much pressure. You know, Arsenal is a big club. It's not like Bournemouth or the other clubs he was in. When you start making mistakes, the fans turn on you. Right now, they are praising you, but they'll turn on you. And when they turn on you, it depends on how now psychologically you are prepared to go about it. So I'm fearful for Ramsdale and Arsenal's defense, because to me, I think Ateta is very clever by the fact that he usually presses a lot. I think huwa ana shield defense yake na from those mistakes, because uliona Tavares struggles a lot. That boy struggles a lot. He gives away a lot of silly fouls. And to me, I think that game, if I was asked, I would start Lingard in that game, because Lingard knows how to
By then,
Lingard
just
anajua
not
kusumbua watu.
you just
Lingard anajua
mind young. I was going to actually say that. I think this is a good game for Lingard. He's
yeah.
back at his dancing floor. Oh no,
Mm.
we are at home, so it's not.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
at home.
regardless, I
Mm.
think it's Lingard is just lucky against Arsenal. So I'd start him. Honestly, I'd start him ahead of Rashford.
Mm.
I think I'd start him on the wing.
Yeah.
If I was to be asked the team selection, is Varane back? Not yet.
No. He's not back, but he started training this week. So
Although big up, actually,
Carrick
big
in
up.
his press conference said that he might be ready in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, that's a long
Mm.
time. But in I think I must big up our defense. I think our defense was well structured against Chelsea. I
Mm.
think I don't know, there was something about our defense that just looked like it was working, and they were communicating. I would see Bailey even pulling when Wan Bissaka and telling him, go and mark that guy, go and fight for that ball. So I was impressed by our defense against Chelsea. I think we
And
did well. We did well.
the sad part is Harry Maguire is back.
He's back today.
Yeah, it was 1 match suspension. So
Oh my goodness. So
he's
Bailey's
back.
out.
So Eric
So
Bailly
Bailey's
is out. Um,
Why do they want to punish us this way? After playing so well, and now they're going to change it back to whatever it was. Sielewangi imagine a Manchester. I don't know what I think he should sit out. And
you know what I
sijui.
think? This is what I think. Personally, this is what I think. There are some matches we've looked at Maguire and he's very solid. Very, very
Which
solid.
matches? Imagine I
If
can't
you look,
remember a match where he was
no,
solid.
look at even the Euros. At Euros, he played very well. What I think
Yeah.
Maguire needs, if Maguire plays with Eric Bailly or Varane, he's usually very good, because Maguire is that guy who cleans up the mess. The only thing Maguire needs to get a coach who will look at him and tell him his weaknesses. Because one of the weaknesses Maguire has is, number one, he does not organize his defense. As you said, Eric Bailly was organizing his defense. You could even see how well he's working with Lindelof, because also Lindelof is trying to organize his defense. There was communication in that defense. And if you look at that game again, you'll see when Wan-Bissaka was almost caught out with offside, Lindelof was shouting at him to move up. Yeah, there was a free kick. Wan-Bissaka was being pulled for the offside trap. He was shouting. You look at Maguire, most of the time he's quiet. He's not talking. And you know, also David De Gea is also a quiet goalkeeper. He's not vocal. Okay. So I think he needs to get a coach who will look at his weaknesses. And I believe this incoming coach might look at that and say, my friend, you need to step up. Because what I think Manchester United are doing, and I forgot to mention that when we were talking about the new coach, is they've brought this guy to clean up the mess at the club. That's why I think they have also given him that consultancy role. I think he will be working as an assistant football director or something, and he will have major decisions to make. So I think he's also been brought to clear up the mess of the playing squad. So I'm sure the players have been told, you have between now and summer or between now and January to show us what you can do. And we've seen Manchester United, they are not afraid to cut losses. Because Maguire, even if he was bought for 80 million, Manchester United can afford to lose him for 40 or 30 million. Okay? Because the way we saw, as you've said, the way we saw the defense playing, the new coach might tell him, or even Carrick himself might tell him, I don't care whether you are the captain, but we need a performance. So for today's game, you'll sit out, let these gentlemen play. Or they might decide to play him in this game. If he fails, when that new coach is coming in, he's told, you have to sit out. So Maguire is not a bad player. In my opinion, he's not a bad player. It's just that he hasn't found a coach who can drill him, because Maguire ni wale players wanataka kudrilliwa. He's drilled, and then he has a player like Eric Bailly or Varane who are athletic, who can run around him. Otherwise, for me, if we are not using him, he will be useless. It's the same way Ole Gunnar was unable to get the potential maximally out of Bruno, Rashford. Because if you compare how Bruno started, now he's declined. Rashford, how he started, now he's declined. So we also need a coach that ata exploit hizo talents za hao players.
But I think the issue about Bruno, I don't know, maybe he was told that he shouldn't go forward so much, because nowadays he's not even like going for goal. You know, like before Cristiano came, you'd see him when the ball is on the wing, he's inside the box. But nowadays the ball is in the wing, he's behind even Fred. So you're wondering what instructions has he been given? Maybe he's been told not to push forward so much because he'll crowd Cristiano's space. I don't know what his maybe there's a difference, because right now he's not playing like a number 10.
Yeah.
Whenever the ball is in the box or is wide, he's not in the box. As you'll just check I've been looking at him. He's always not on in the box. I don't know why. Maybe it's instruction. Maybe he just decided that I'll be now the creator. I don't know. Or he's been trained to be the creator, not the scorer. But
we'll see.
We'll see.
Let's see how the new coach set up. Yeah,
let's see. But I know I don't know. I think the new coach, if what I just want from what I'd say, and I'm sure he'll give us, is players who work hard. I think Manchester just needs players who are ready to work hard. All these lazy bones. If you're lazy, mimi nasema tu ka bench mpaka ujue unafaa ukimbie when you don't have the ball. Shida ya Manchester ni we don't know what to do when you don't have the ball. Kazi yetu tu ni mark space. Akishapita space yako, ushaachana naye huyo ni shida ya mtu mwingine huo kwa nyuma yangu. Yani then ile kitu ikaiko kitu ni frustrate. Tuseme attacker wa midfielder from the opposing side amepita midfield, then you see Maguire, Lindelof wote wana track back wakimaliza ndani ya 18 yetu. Mpaka muuliza mtu mmoja tu avute huo mwingine amwambie endea ball, let me stand behind you. Just some track back wote wawili center backs. It's like sijai una track back kama hiyo. Unapatanga watu wanakimbia hivi instead mmoja wao aende ball alafu mwingine abaki kama sweeper. Sasa wote wana track back. Mpaka unapata like the attacker mpaka amefika mpaka ndani ya 18 yetu anatafuta ama anapiga shot. Yani I don't know how they defend. Hiyo style ya kudefend ya ku mark space, because I'm sure it's something that they've been taught to do. Like no, you don't go for the man, go and mark
just space. Mark space.
So unapatanga ataka kupata ball, first instinct ya player, hey, is my space safe? Ndio unapata wanaanza kutrack back wakijaribu saa kupata hiyo shape sasa. Alafu sasa after wamepata hiyo shape ndio waanze kudefend, of which tayari imeshaingisha pressure on your side. But maybe it's style ya counter, because it's also a style of countering. You push them on your side, you hope that you win the ball, and
let's see how the new coach sets up. Let's give him time.
I'm also
But
will
what
he
I
have an
know,
influence
I think
in
he will
the
have an
tomorrow's game?
influence. No,
So he
no,
might
no.
choose.
He actually hata hajapata work visa. He hasn't, yani work permit hajapata. So
But I've seen that
they are saying,
he's in
but
Old Trafford today.
yeah, he's in
Actually,
England. He's in England. Actually, he went to even the training ground yesterday, but he can't start working until
not
because the
working.
contract.
He might.
Mm,
He's not working per se.
mm,
But
mm.
do you think he's had a conversation with who? With because he's
Carrick.
getting the team right, and tomorrow
Yes,
I'm sure
yes,
he'll be in the stands, of course, at the watch game.
yeah.
Do you think
Mm.
he's told Carrick how to set up or how to just because Carrick is his right now? Carrick, I'm sure Carrick will be his assistant with
Yes,
Badu.
yes,
Said
yes,
Carrick
yes.
anatoka.
Mm.
So do you think ata influence anything? Maybe tactics, maybe selection, personnel, maybe how
I
they
don't
set
think
up.
so. I don't
He'll
think
just
so.
want.
I think he will just. I don't even think he will talk tactics to Carrick because that might disorient Carrick's plan.
What
And
if Carrick
also,
calls you? Carrick
sorry,
ilikuwa akimpigia mwambie, okay, what do you think about tomorrow?
Yeah, if he asks, he will be. I think he will respond if he was asked. But for him to approach Carrick and tell him what to do, I think it might disorient Carrick's plan. So I think he's on the sidelines. He's watching because I saw an article where they were saying that he was given access to footage ya training, footage ya matches, and he was allowed to go to Carrington to watch the players train, but not work. He was just went there as an observer. I don't think he will provide tactics for the game, and if he does, it's probably as a request by Carrick because I think they don't want to disorient the planning of the game because both coaches are totally different. The other thing I'm also thinking is that the players might have been told that everyone is getting a clean slate. Everyone is going to be given a chance to display what they want to do, and these matches will dictate how it's going to go. And I think they said that the coach will now. Ranić is the one who's going to negotiate new contracts, even the ones that were pending. So I believe the players were, because I saw Eric Bailly say in another interview that they were told a new coach is coming in, even before Manchester United announced it. So I think that he's going to even negotiate the contracts, and I believe he has already told some players they won't play, or some players have already been told we don't need you anymore. So yeah, let's see how it goes tomorrow, but I don't think he has any influence in that match at all. I personally, I don't think he will have any influence. It's too risky. It's too risky for both Carrick and him for him to step in and to
Maybe
give
they've been
tactics.
talking for the whole week. Who? How do we know? Maybe they've been talking for the
Yeah,
whole week.
yeah, probably.
And
Probably he's even the
he,
one who gave Carrick tactics for Chelsea. We don't know.
mm,
Mm,
because I had Neville actually insinuating that
mm,
before
mm,
the match that
yeah.
it doesn't look like a Manchester team.
Mm,
Because I
mm,
don't think even Ole Gunnar ever put such a defensive team when he was there. So it was very strange. No one, I am sure, no one thought that team would look the way it looked against Chelsea. It was
But I
totally
think,
out of the norm.
yeah, I think the players that will benefit from the change will be
Mm.
Bruno, Bruno, Sancho.
Even
I also
Rashford.
think, yeah, I just think Rashford, Cavani, and
Cavani.
I also think McTominay might, because
Yeah,
McTominay is good technical. He's a very good technical player. The players
but
that I
is he
think
really a good
Wataumi,
technical player?
who?
McTominay is technical.
Yeah, McTominay is technical in terms of you give him a job, he will do it. You know, some of these coaches want such a player. He reminds me more or less of Carrick. Yeah, not Carrick, Fletcher. He reminds me of players like Fletcher. If you go to other teams, players
Yeah,
like
squad players.
Ramsey.
Squad players
they
who
are
work hard.
squad players, and then
Who
there
work
are
hard.
players who, yes, you give them a job, they'll do it, no questions asked. They are not like Bruno. You know, Bruno, you'll give him tactics, and then he'll be like, coach, this is not working. Let me do my own things, and it works for him. But for McTominay, I think McTominay is also like Matic. I also think if Matic was a bit younger and had the legs, Matic will also benefit from the coach, because also Matic, he's intelligent and technical. Fred, I think he will be the biggest. For me, I think Fred will be the biggest who will gain from this, because Fred can press, he can disrupt the midfield, he can win that ball and pass it. The only thing that probably Fred needs is that final ball. Once he wins it, usually now he's like clueless. Where do I take it or something? But I think if he gets support, because you look at how he plays at Brazil, he's a brilliant player for Brazil. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So thanks guys for tuning in. Today we did it a bit early. We have to go off to other duties, but hopefully we are going to watch the matches. Steve, any last words before we call it a night?
Thanks guys for watching. Leo sijaona anyone commenting. Oh, or they thought it was Monday.
Yeah. Tuliwa
Leo.
disappoint on Monday.
tumeanza kuchange schedule, so poleni guys. We'll keep the schedule, but pia when you open we can put a,
this time itakuwa ngumu juu unajua za December we have a lot of midweek games, so we'll have a lot of shows. Yeah.
So we'll try as hard as possible to keep schedules, but when we don't, and if we don't, kindly bear with us. Ni December pia, watu wako na vitu, people are traveling, people are doing stuff, so but we'll make sure to always have a couple of episodes every week. So yeah, stay tuned. Enda hapo YouTube, fanya mambo yako, subscribe, wacha comment. Hata comment inasaidia to at least to grow. We are still very low hiyo side ya YouTube.
Yeah.
At least tupande tufike at least hata 100 before 2020. At least
tufike 100. Yeah.
So guys, tafadhali just subscribe, ni bure, at least we tufike 100, then we'll see after that where else we'll go. Yeah.
Okay. Cheers, man. Probably we'll do another one on Friday before the weekend matches. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Cheers and bye-bye.